Timothy Galway is an author, speaker and recognized authority on the coaching.
I had a turning point in my life maybe about 5 years back. At that time I was well employed at a private company as a general. They themselves realize what the answers are.
So I agree with that point. As you said, the successful corporates in the world. Hello and everyone to my show RanjithDBalasubramaniam, in short RBS. We would like to first of all thank you for the location sponsors, Kashi Spa and Wellness Treat for the location. Thank you very much for the sponsorship. Timothy Galway is an author, speaker and recognized authority on the coaching who wrote the famous book called In a Game. He says coaching is unlocking the potential of a person to maximize their own performance. It's helping them rather than teaching them. Today, we are delving into the transformative world of coaching and how it empowers individuals to reach new heights of personal and professional success. Joining me today, Mr. Lien Keerthisinghe. Hi Lien, good morning and welcome to the show.
Hi Ranjith, thank you very much for having me here today.
How are you doing today?
Today is a great day and I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. Looking forward to it.
Great. Lien Keerthisinghe is a beacon of inspiration in the coaching realm. Will explore the profound impact of coaching on people's lives and uncover the strategies that drive positive change. So let's dive in and discover how coaching paves the way for personal and professional growth. So let's dive into the questions first. Lien, what inspired you to become a corporate and a life coach?
Thank you, Ranjith. So basically, I had a turning point in my life maybe about 5 years back. At that time I was well employed at a private company as a general manager, having served 6 years there. I had money, I had fame, I had significance, and life was good. But then again, at that point, I started feeling that something was missing because I felt although everything is good, that passion, that fire is missing. I felt like I am doing work, but I was not too passionate about it. There was something missing. So I started looking for that missing element. And actually it led me to a journey. And I remember at one point I was almost had no sleep for 3 days in front of a big whiteboard trying to figure out what I really want to do. Who am I? So I started asking this question from myself. Who am I? Right? Because I started noticing that people in general are in a rat race, trying to discover happiness through jobs that you are doing, through businesses that you are doing, and various ways and means. But then again, that happiness is the same thing that people are missing. So what I wanted to do was, I wanted to discover true happiness, escape this rat race, and in trying to do so, I realized I want to discover my purpose and passion. So that journey led me to a place where I discovered about 3-4 things aligned with my passion, which I discovered that I can be doing. And when I kept on funneling it down, I realized coaching was the thing that I wanted to do. That's when I did that transition, and I'm really happy that I did it, because now when I wake up, I don't feel like, oh my God, another day at work. I feel very excited knowing that I'm doing something that I'm passionate about. I'm doing something that helps other people, and I'm contributing to a larger cause. So that is my turnaround story.
Excellent, excellent, great. So how would you describe coaching in a nutshell to someone who never encountered it before?
Right. So that's actually a good question, because I meet a lot of people in my life, and people think that they know what coaching is, and when I get into a conversation, I end up understanding it's absolutely misunderstood, and sometimes it's very difficult to help them understand as well, because they think they know, and it's very difficult to convince them what they know is wrong. So coaching actually is a developmental process through which you take a person, a client maybe, from point A to point B. What I'm trying to say is get them to achieve a goal, to a destination of they desire, a result that they want to achieve in the shortest possible time. But the beautiful thing about coaching is not telling a person this is what you have to do. Coaching is not something like consulting.
Okay.
Coaching is where through a process of asking some creative questions, guiding them, getting them into a place where they themselves realize what the answers are. So instead of me telling you, Ranjith, this is what you have to do, I guide you to a place where you realize, hey, this is what I have to do. So when I tell you something, it means something, but when you tell the same thing through yourself, it means everything to yourself. That is why coaching is very powerful, and through coaching, I have seen people making drastic changes, people changing things that they couldn't change for 30, 40 years overnight. Why? Because coaching gives you very powerful realizations that enables transformation.
Okay.
This is what coaching is.
Interesting. So, can you share a success story of someone you have coached that particularly stands out to you?
Well, Ranjith, I can think of many stories, right? And this brings a smile onto my face because these success stories is the reason that I'm doing coaching, because it really fulfills me. Right on top of my head, I remember this gentleman who came to me saying, Lien, my business, I'm almost about to announce bankruptcy, right? Through COVID and all that, a lot of business people went through this. But he said, I'm down to my last 10,000 in my account, and I used to be a business owner who created businesses and sold businesses and made a name for myself in the market, but I'm almost about to announce bankruptcy and I can't invest in coaching as well. I only have 10,000 rupees in my account. But I'm not a person who gives up that easily, so I want to try it. I know I don't have money, I'll figure out money for coaching, but can I pay you this 10,000 and start?
Okay.
Right? And I really admired his spirit. This gentleman today not only has expanded his business locally, he flew to Dubai, opened up business, his office in Dubai, and now he is planning on going to other countries like UK as well. Right? Some challenges seem so big, but the coaching process enabled him to understand himself and understand what he needs to do to achieve his dreams. So I can think of him. I can also think of many other little stories if I just take another minute. There was this lady who worked in a private organization, worked for 9 years. She came to me and said, Lien, I need to get a promotion. I've been in this organization stale at the same location, same position for 9 years. Something is wrong. I need to change. Before the end of the brief 3 months that we worked with, she actually got promoted as the department head.
Wow.
There was this other gentleman who was working in an IT company. He worked with me for 6 months, and within those 6 months he had 3 goals. One of them was to get a promotion once again, because everyone wants career progression, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
He not only got promoted once, he got promoted twice, plus he got acquired by a larger company at a very high designation. Right? I have had people who felt depressed and suicidal who came to me and said, I don't think even coaching can help me. But today, not only they came out of their depression and suicidal, but they are inspiring others, learning to become a coach, or have become a coach, inspiring others. I can go on telling story after story after story of these amazing transformations people have had. So the basic outline of coaching is, whatever you think that you cannot achieve, whatever you believe that is impossible right now, coaching has the power to get you to that destination.
Very true, very true. Thank you, and it's really awesome. What are the common misconceptions people have about coaching, and how would you address those?
Once again, thank you for asking that questions, because many viewers who are viewing us today will also have these misconceptions. One of the main misconceptions people have about coaching is they think coaching is something like counseling, right? Because we are very used to the term of counseling in Sri Lanka. Counseling is a great art, great science, but it's something very different to coaching. A coach always tries to take their client from point A to point B, the result that they want to achieve, the goal that they have set for themselves, in a more forward thinking method. We don't try to dwell on the problem and figure out what the problem was. Sometimes, let's say you want to overcome some challenge, you want to achieve a result, and we spend even couple of days or a month dwelling on the problem, trying to figure out what are we going to achieve. But instead of dwelling on the problem, my focus would be to catapult you towards the result. So coaching is more forward thinking, future focused. And the other thing is, people think coaching is something like consulting. I think that misconception comes from, now let's say if we get a sports coach is a person who has excelled in that sport, who has experience in that sport, so he would always guide the coachee or the athlete saying do this, do that. But the life coaching aspect of it is very different. We would not, like a consultant, tell a person do this, do that, because we have the least amount of right to tell him what to do. And sometimes, let's say I have to coach someone in the apparel industry. What do I know about apparel industry? How can I come from completely different background and tell him this is the kind of business strategy that you have to implement, right? So what coaching does differently is, like I said earlier, I guide them by asking certain questions for them to have their own realizations to figure out, this is what I have to do. So it's very little of telling what you have to do, but it's more about getting them to realize what they have to do. The third misconception is coaching is expensive. A lot of companies, a lot of corporates, a lot of individuals consider this. But I would always say it is very relative. Instead of looking at rupees and cents, if you compare it with what you are not getting, what you are missing out, if you don't do it, or if you do a different method and instead of achieving this result in 2 months or 3 months, taking another 10 years, that's the difference, that's the actual cost that you have to think of. For an example, I always wanted to become an entrepreneur. And from 2009 to 2019, I've been finding ways to start my own company. I had a journey like that because I always had a passion to become an entrepreneur. But in that process, what I realized was I found more ways how not to start my own company than to start my own company, because my focus was on all the negatives. But through few associations that I had and meeting up with certain like-minded people, within a span of 1 year, then I achieved what I could not achieve in 10 years. And I started my own company by the end of 2019. Why I am telling this story is coaching is also something like that. Something that you could not achieve in the last 10 years, maybe you do that transformation in 1 year. So if you actually look at the cost in that angle, you might spend more with a coach, but you are going to achieve a result that might take another 10 years to achieve in 1 month. If you look at that way, is coaching really expensive? And if you boil it down in a corporate setting to the number of leaders in your organization and the number of hours that you spend with the coach, and actually how much per individual per hour that you're spending versus the result, the value of the result that coaching exercise is going to bring to you, you start really understanding it's not expensive, it's really real value for money. So I would say these are some of the common misconceptions that are in the market with regards to coaching. So anyone who's hearing this, I would invite you to explore more what is coaching. There are so many resources on YouTube and on the internet, and if you learn the power of coaching, you can actually find your desired coach, your expert, who can actually get you to the results that you want to achieve in life in shortest amount of time, giving you a bigger ROI in whatever you want to achieve. May it be personal, professional, relationships, business, career, whatever it is.
Super. So actually this will benefit a lot to the viewers, because there is a huge amount of misconception about coaching. People would like to go for coaching, but for all this misconception that you discussed now, preventing them to go for or get a coach.
Exactly.
I think this very valuable insights you have given about it. Thank you, Lien. what's one of the unexpected benefits your clients have experienced from coaching?
Right. So I was at one point coaching a foreign client who was a business owner, a business that was doing good, but as all business owners, you are very ambitious, you are very driven, being an entrepreneur. He came to me saying, I want to 2x my business, which means, double up his business revenue. And in that journey, it was all about business, right? In that journey, he realized one of the key critical areas he has to spend more time, invest and fix or improve is his relationship with his wife and his relationship with his children, because as a father and a husband, he realized he has not been investing the time that he should have been investing, because all his focus was on the business. So while he was trying to, improve his business, at that point only he realized the damage that is causing to his marriage and his family. When he realized this, he had an amazing turnaround. Right? Mm-hmm. This gentleman who has been working so much for his business, and I think a lot of gentlemen out there can relate as fathers, as husbands. When we try to build our businesses, we want to do the best for our children and our wives and our families. We put all our effort there. Why? Because in our mind, we are doing it for our family. But in reality, when the wife needs a husband, husband role has to be there. When the wife needs a lover, a romantic partner, that role has to be present. When the children needs a father, that father role has to be present. Not physically being there, but being there to play that role. So when this gentleman realized this, he had a huge turnaround and he started investing his time there. And to date, time to time, sometimes when they go on trips, they message me with pictures and thank me saying, because of your coaching only, it allowed us to take our first 10-day vacation. We have never taken long holiday. Why? Because my focus has been on work. That transformation actually helped him to have a better work-life balance, which enabled him to face the challenges the last couple of years brought in terms of the economic crisis and things like that. And despite all that, to face all those challenges and grow his business. So I think that is a great example to a lot of people, because sometimes where we are focusing on to achieve is not the only place that we need to focus. In order to get there, there are so many other places that we need to fix, so we can achieve this goal or go to this destination in a much more effective way. A lot of people who don't discover it only try to achieve this goal, but in that process lose a lot of valuable things in their life as well. So coaching gives a very balanced approach, because I always strongly believe, Ranjith, no victory is good if you are missing out things like family, health, your own happiness. What's the point of having enough and more money, fame and success if these other areas in your life, like your family, your parents, your children, your happiness, your health, your spirituality, all those crumble? So I help people to have a balanced success, and this is a great story that I could think in line of your question for that.
That's great, because what I see in current days, most of the successful people in their professional life, they are seriously lacking in their personal success. So I think work-life balance is very important. To understand that a professional coach like you definitely can help them, because they spend more time on professional success, but later on they regret that they have seriously not discovered their happiness in their family life. So that's a great thing that you're doing. I think more than your I would say more than anything, the amount of as a coach, amount of benefits that you are giving to this society is immense, because that is very important. The family side is very, very important when it comes to success is a package. That's how I understand. It's not only professional success, but personal success is also important. So I think in that way, the amount of service that you're giving as a coach, it's really great. So let me go into my next question. What do you enjoy the most about helping individuals and corporates achieving high performance through coaching?
Right. So when we take the word high performance, what does high performance means, first of all? So what we all are looking at as high performance is a goal, a result. How do we get a result? A result is actually a result of taking action. So if you don't take action, you don't get results, right? What happens to people is there are certain elements that prevents people from taking action, taking effective action and taking right action, right? Like fear of failure, fear of being judged, right? External validation, right? Lack of confidence. Like I can go on with a big list, but the whole idea is because of these reasons, because of fear of failure, because people have not overcome their fear, they don't take action. When you don't take action, you don't get results, so which means you don't have high performance. So this entire process, what it does is, it works on mindset. There's a nice saying, since I spoke about fear, this really resonated. It said, bravery is not lack of fear. Bravery is being able to take action in spite of fear. The bravest people are people who take action, who go to the forefront. Not that they are not scared. Sometimes they are more scared than the other people. But they are able, because their mindset enables them to take action in spite of fear. So what coaching does once again is, it takes them through a mindset transformation which enables them to take action in spite of fear, in spite of lack of resources, in spite of all the problems that they used to see, because now they have changed perspective. When you change perspective, you start seeing the world as an oasis of opportunities, which enables you to take action, which helps you to overcome fear. And when you have all these right recipes in place, taking action and progressing through this process becomes easy. And when you take action, you get results. And it doesn't end there, Ranjith. When you get results, you feel amazing, right? You start believing in yourself. You feel like, oh my God, amazing. I can do more. So your potential, your belief about yourself and your potential increases. And when that happens, you get courage to take more action. When you get more action, you get more results. And more results you get, that cycle keeps on continuing because you start believing in yourself more and more. So in coaching, we call this the success belief cycle. When you get results, your belief increases about yourself. When your belief increases, your potential increases. When your potential increases, you take more action. When you take more action, you get more results. And because you get more results, you start believing in yourself even more. And this cycle keeps on rotating. So people who get into this drive, external people suddenly start seeing that they are performing more and more and more and scaling up whatever they are doing. Like, wow, that guy, every time I see he's doing things, he's going to places, it's like amazing. But the reality is, he has found the secret of this belief success cycle and hacked it. The good news is, you, me, anyone who's within this can hack that belief and success cycle and become a high performer, whether you are individual or a corporate.
Excellent, excellent. So, how do you think coaching contributes to high performance both on an individual level and within a corporate setting?
So, at an individual level, when you hack this belief and success cycle, you get more ability to take action in spite of fear, like I said. So, it allows you to get more results, and it's very evident throughout whatever the cases that I've handled over the people that I've worked with. In a corporate setting, companies want results. And even if you have the best product, even if you have the best service, you cannot be successful if you don't have a good team. I believe you agree, right? If you don't have the right set of leaders to drive the organization, you can't become high performers. Now, what does having the right individuals mean? People can be molded, right? So there are certain skills that can be given. So what I do is, when I work with corporates, I focus on molding their leadership team. Because if you have a good set of leaders, not only they will drive the company to the goals, but they will inspire and motivate the team under them and make them a part of that success effectively. So actually, when I work with companies to make them high performing organizations, what I work is on the leadership coaching. Coaching their leadership team to become better leaders, to change perspectives, to have those internal transformations. So how they do things and what they do changes. And I have this amazing example. Recently, I was working with a company with 10 of their leaders, and I think the company gave me the most notorious 10 characters to work with. Probably they wanted to test me out, but at the end of that program, the company is telling, oh my god, the transformation that we faced, people who were arrogant, who were angry, who were dealing with problems in a different way have completely changed. They're asking me like, Lien, what did you do? How did you do it? I mean, certain changes that they have experienced, the company has been telling them for the last so many years to change this or start doing this, which they have not been able to do. But sitting with me for few sessions have created an amazing transformation. This is not to boast about myself, but this is for people to understand what coaching can do. So if you are an organization's owner, business owner, maybe putting your leadership team through a coaching program with a great coach can give you those kind of results which the business really needs in order to take your organization to a high performance level. Bad people, bad results. Good people, great results.
Definitely, Lien. I think I too agree with that point. As you said, the successful corporates in the world, most of them had a very good team. I think not only one individual who had led the team and made it success. There is a team. So I think it's always important to have the right mentality to the team, right behavior, right attitudes. I think if you can help them to correct their attitude and have a positive mindset, automatically the company will become success.
Absolutely.
So I think any viewers who are watching this, you can definitely avail the services of Lien. Definitely, I'm sure, because I have my own experience with Lien, how we can turn around things. So that's wonderful, Lien. On a lighter note, what's something unusual you have encountered in your line of work that you would be willing to share with us?
Okay, so a very funny experience, Ranjith. This might crack you up and even the audience. So when I used to focus a lot on individual coaching back in the day. Now my focus is mainly on corporate coaching and corporate teams. But those days when I work with individuals, usually before starting to work with them, I do what is called a discovery call. A discovery call is maybe either online or physically. You sit with the client for about hour and a half and have a chat, because I'm very particular about who I work with, because I want to work with people who are ready to take action only. Because there's a saying, you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. So likewise, if it's a person who's not willing to take action, not willing to do whatever it takes, it's a waste of my time as a coach to coach that person. So I'm very selective about people that I work with. So I spend this time about hour and a half without any charge. It's a conversation for me to get them to understand what they are going to sign up for, and for me to see whether they are the right candidate. So there was this lady who wanted to meet me, and we were just coming out of I think the COVID times, being stuck and all that, and at that time all my offices had been closed down because it was not viable to maintain an office. She said, can we meet up at a cafe and have a chat? So we met at a very popular cafe in Colombo, and halfway through the conversation I realized her intention of meeting me was not to get coaching, but she wanted to see whether she could marry me.
Wow.
And I made this wonderful lady understood that I have a partner, I have a life partner, and that is definitely not something that I was interested in. But I realized it was not going great, because her whole idea of meeting me was to convince me that she is a great life partner for me. So I had to respectively say that I have another appointment and we have gone beyond our time. But if you make up your mind, if you want coaching, please contact me. In the back of my mind, I was hoping that she would not, because it would have been a very awkward situation. I had to end the discovery call and run for my next appointment.
Hope you have not got another call from her.
Luckily not.
Great. So yeah, Lien, so can you tell us coaching technique or exercise that particularly fun or engaging for your clients?
Right. Let me tell you what I really enjoy, right? I always tell my clients when they sign up, I'm going to do only 10% of the work. 90% of the work is going to be done by you. So don't expect me to do your work. I'm here just to guide you. And that's the reality of coaching as well, right? And two of the things that I do when I talk with them is I ask them two questions. I ask them why, quite a lot. So you would give me a reason, and at the end of it I would ask you again why. So why? And it keeps on going like a string, and sometimes people are like, why is he asking me the same question again so much? But it helps them to think and go deep. The other thing is I end up asking what else. So you tell me something, I ask you a question, you tell me something, and your expectation is to stop there, and I ask what else. And it gets you to think a little bit more, and you tell me another answer, and I say what else. And it happens so organically without the client realizing. They end up answering so many things that they never thought about. These are the places where those realizations come in. Okay. So I really enjoy that process, because that is not what customers or clients expect when they come to me. They expect saying, okay, I've heard so much about Lien, how he has helped my friend or whatever the success stories. So when I go and talk to him, he will give me all the solutions. And the moment I say, I'm only going to do the 10% of the work, you're going to do balance 90%, I'm just going to ask you questions. And people are like, oh my God, did I make a mistake, investing in this coaching session? And I really enjoy asking those questions, because sometimes it irritates clients as well, but in a good way. Okay. But it's that process that really pushes them to think things that they have never thought. If you really think about it, Ranjith, we are in such a rat race. When was the last time we hit brakes to retrospectively look at ourselves and ask questions, simple questions like, what makes me happy? What do I love doing? What did I really enjoy doing as a kid that I'm not doing right now? No, these are very few questions, right? But I mean, depending on the client, depending on the thing that we are dealing, the questions could be wide variety. But what I'm saying is, when was the last time we decided to hit the brakes and ask questions like that? So, absolutely. There's this saying Tony Robbins always says. Tony Robbins is my guru. I'm here, I became a coach thanks to his inspiration. He says, the quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions that you ask yourself. So if there's one thing that I boil down coaching to, is asking those right questions, quality questions, which inspires and brings out amazing realizations.
That's great, Lien. Oh, fantastic. Thank you. I think we didn't feel the time flies. So we are almost nearing the conclusion. Final question, Lien. What advice would you give it to someone who is considering becoming a coach or seek coaching for the first time?
Okay, so there are two questions in that, Ranjith. What is advice that I would give someone who would like to become a coach, and what advice would I like to give to a person who seeks coaching? So if I take the first question, the first part, this is a part which I'm very passionate about, because unfortunately, when I was making the decision to become a coach, and there was another coach who inspired me and helped me to make that decision, when he heard that I wanted to become a coach, he got so insecure and started running me down and said, you can't be a coach, don't become a coach. And it was very heartbreaking, because that was a person that I looked up to and a big name in the industry. But in reality, in front of about 30 people, he did that. I guess this is where some people become envious and insecure, right? So I wanted to turn my life around. When I became a coach, I told myself, when I become a coach, I'm going to help other people. And as a result, I passed out from Arfin Khan University in India. There were about 200 coaches in my batch, and I can proudly say I have worked with about 100 of them, coaching the other coaches, helping them to become better coaches. And if someone comes to me and says, Lien, I want to become a coach, I am all out to help them, share my biggest secrets, my biggest success stories, because I really enjoy, spreading that light. So if someone wants to become a coach, someone who's watching this episode wants to become a coach, it's all about discovering your passion and converting your mess, the problems that you have gone through, your experiences, into your message. So if you have gone through a lot of problems in life and you have overcome them, which means you have experience that other people don't possess in that. It could be a health crisis, it could be a relationship crisis, it could be financial crisis, it could be anything. Or it could be something simple as I overcame, smoking, and I stopped smoking. It could be something simple as that. By simple I mean, as a item, as a thing. If you have that knowledge and you are far ahead of someone else who's struggling to get there, you can spread the light and guide that person. That is coaching in a nutshell. Right? So discover your passion, what you're passionate about helping people, discover what is the result that you can drive them, and discover which ones are, like you might have few when you do this exercise, are in line with your strengths. Right? Different people have different strengths, different gifts. So discover which ones are aligned with your gifts and learn to monetize them. Because the biggest advice I can give to a new coach is, becoming a coach and running a business is two different things. Because you might be very passionate about coaching someone, but when you start doing your accounts, when you start expanding your team, when you have to start paying your EPF, ETFs to taxes and everything, that's a different ball game altogether. So not only a coach, learn to run a business, learn to do your own marketing. So those skills as well. When you put all of those things together, in addition to the niche that you have discovered, then you can put up a sustainable model. And the next thing I want to say is, there would be certain people who would want to give up everything and suddenly become a coach. Right? If you have resources, if you have financial backing, that is good. If not, that can be a disaster. So for those who don't have that financial backing, what I would say is, become a coach and run it parallelly to what you are doing until it develops, until you develop your brand name, until it becomes a platform where you start attracting clients, so you can slowly switch over. There are millions of things I can say. I have clients from other countries. Recently also I was talking with a gentleman, who has become a very dear friend to me, who's a coach in India. Right? And we have conversations like this and discuss these important elements of the coaching journey. Because coaching, remember, if you are aspiring to become a coach, coaching is not a destination, it's a journey. So that's the advice that I have to give to anyone who would want to become a coach. Coming to the second part of your question, if you are seeking coaching, maybe to overcome a problem, to achieve a result, who would work right for you as a coach is very unique to you. That's why there's so much of room in this world for so many coaches. One person could be the best coach, but another person might not like his voice. I know enough and more people who would say, I would never listen to Tony Robbins, but for me, Tony Robbins is like everything. Right? So it's very important that you find a person, number one, who has achieved the results that you want to achieve, who has recognition in the market for what he has done. So it's not a so-called coach, but he is a person who has been identified. And I'm not talking about qualifications. I know a lot of great coaches who don't have a paper qualification, but who can bring amazing transformation to people. I'm not running down on qualifications. Qualifications is important, but qualification merely only is not enough. So people who have testimonies, people who have success stories, people who have accreditations in terms of where people would given awards and things like that, identifying for their amazing work, and people who have content online, so you can listen to a couple of their videos and things like that and determine that this is a coach who is going to resonate with me. This is a coach who's going to understand what I'm going through. This is a coach who have gone through what I've gone through, so he can resonate. Find that person and invest on them. Right? So don't blindly go to a person just because someone says he's a great coach. Do your background check. Listen to some of their videos. Look through their credibility and their testimonials and things like that, and ask yourself whether this is the kind of person that I'm comfortable working with. Because most of the people who have worked with me ultimately have become friends. They are not clients anymore, because you build a special relationship. And you can't build that relationship if you feel like this guy does not get me. So it's important to find the right person who you resonate with. That's the advice I would give to a person who's looking for a coach to overcome maybe a problem or to achieve a result.
Super, excellent. I think it going to help a lot for the people who are aspiring to become a coach, or for the first time who wants to get coaching. I think for both it's going to help in a big way, Lien. So amazing, Lien. I think I have learned a lot about coaching today, and I'm sure viewers also might have benefited in a very big way. It's been amazing time we spent with you. So thank you very much, Lien, for participating in your busy schedule. Thank you so much. And you'd like to tell some words finally with the viewers?
Yeah, so this is something that I always tell all my clients. Everything that everything that I teach, everything that I coach boils down to one core concept. The whole purpose of human existence is to be happy, is to discover happiness and fulfillment. So if you are ever on a crossroad trying to take a decision and not knowing which path to take, ask yourself which road takes you to your true happiness and fulfillment and follow that. Life is not worth if you are not happy. With that, I would like to end this session, and thank you so much for this amazing opportunity that you gave me, Ranjith.
Thank you, Lien. So thank you, viewers. See you next time, and a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.